Hello, my friends. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's a bit like a sneaky shadow. You know, it's always lurking around, but not many of us are keen on talking about it. Yeah, you may have guessed it. We're chatting about loneliness. But hey, we're not getting all gloomy here. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll be armed with some nifty strategies to kick loneliness to the curb. Let's get started. All right, so I want to give you a little sneak peek of what's to come. So imagine loneliness as a maze or a labyrinth. It can seem daunting, right? But what if I told you that within this maze, within this labyrinth, there are hidden treasures, secret paths, and even a few fun surprises along the way? Well, that's what we're going to explore today. First off, we're going to talk about the power of me time. Yeah, you heard me. Turning alone time into a superhero skill. We'll look at ways to transform solitude into self-discovery and creativity. Think of it as becoming the best state that you've ever had. Next, we'll jump into the art of connection. And I'm not just talking about adding friends on social media. We're going deep, exploring how to forge meaningful relationships that add color and depth to our lives. And lastly, we'll wrap up with some out-of-the-box ways to combat loneliness. Have you ever heard of a solo adventure challenge? Trust me, these ideas are as fun as they sound, and they might just be the secret ingredient to turning loneliness into a thing of the past. So grab a comfy seat, maybe even a snack, and let's unravel this together. Sometimes I think about loneliness like that person who crashes your party uninvited. You know, they just pop in and they decide to stick around longer than you would like. Yeah, loneliness is kind of like that. And let's be real, it's not just a me thing or a you thing, it's an everyone thing. It's like a universal guest at life's big party. Think back to your 20s, if you're past that or if you're right in the thick of them now. Life's like this wild ride, right? Kind of like trying to ride a skateboard as a rabbit. Just when you think you've got the hang of it, whoops, there goes the board. But honestly, it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, or 60. Feeling lonely is something that we've all experienced. It's like this common thread that connects us all. And when was the last time you felt really lonely? Maybe when you packed up and moved to a new city or country, or perhaps on those nights you find yourself scrolling through your phone, looking at everyone's perfectly curated highlight reels and lives on social media thinking, hey, why isn't your life like that? It's kind of weird, isn't it? How loneliness sneaks up on us in different ways. But at the end of the day, we all know what it feels like. It's this shared experience that, in a way, brings us all together. All right, let's get down to business. What do we do when loneliness decides to knock on our door? Well, first things first, how about we switch up how we see being alone? See, being by yourself doesn't automatically mean you're signing up for the loneliness club. It's actually a golden opportunity to get up close and personal with, well, you. Let me take you back to this one time when I was traveling solo in France. I had this spot that I was really keen to see, but I won't lie, the idea of just me, myself, and I exploring was a little bit daunting. And I remember thinking, who am I going to talk to? And can I really be silent for that long? Because I'm somebody who likes to talk. I love people. I love having conversations. I love social interaction. I love communication. So can I be quiet for that long? Am I supposed to talk to myself? Like, how's this going to work? And, you know, thinking back on it, that was one of the first times that I was really by myself, you know? But I am so glad that I went on that trip because it really turned out to be an eye-opener. I learned so much. I had a great time. I practiced my French with locals in that town that I was visiting. And it was like I was on a vacation in a way with myself, you know, getting to know my own thoughts, what makes me tick, my dreams. And even, those little fears that like to hide in the back of your mind, right? You kind of get that opportunity to explore everything that's there. There's something about being in a new place all by yourself. At first, it's like, okay, what now? But then it's like you just start to discover bits of yourself that you didn't even know were there. That trip, well, I look back on it fondly because it taught me a lot about how resilient I can be, how much I actually enjoy those quiet moments, and surprise, surprise, how cool my own company can be. It's like I stumbled upon a long-lost friend who was actually me. And honestly, I came back from that trip with a little extra spring in my step, kind of proud of myself, for taking that leap. I remember having a lot more confidence after that trip. I was adulting before adulting was even a thing. Who knew? Okay, so next on our agenda, let's chat about giving our social life a little bit of a makeover. Picture this. You've got a garden, right? Now, we're not aiming for this wild jungle of friends where you can barely remember names or even faces. No. It's more about growing a few really great, meaningful friendships. It's all about quality, not quantity. So take a moment and think about your closest pals. What is it that makes those friendships feel like gold? It's not about how many times you guys have met up for coffee or hit the town. No, it's much deeper than that. It's about those conversations that make hours feel like minutes, the kind of laughter that leaves your stomach hurting, and the way you've got each other's backs, no matter what. That's the real deal. It's kind of like when you're taking care of a garden, right? You don't just water and run. You take your time, make sure each plant gets exactly what it needs to thrive, and some plants need more water than others, etc. A little bit of care, a touch of patience, and voila, you've got yourself a garden that's not just alive, it's flourishing. That's exactly what we're aiming for in our own social circles. Fewer but richer, more vibrant connections that make this whole life thing a lot more fun. Now, here's a fun tip. Embrace the art of embarrassing yourself. Yep, you've heard me. It's time to let loose and maybe even make a fool of yourself from time to time, but honestly, in the best way possible. I'm talking about joining that dance class that you really want to join, even if you feel like you've got two left feet, or signing up for that book club. Hey, even starting that YouTube channel that you've been dreaming about for years. Now, speaking of YouTube, let me spill some tea about my own journey. Way back in 2009, I decided to take the plunge and start posting videos. And let me tell you, it was absolutely terrifying. There I was, putting myself out there, completely exposed to the entire world. The thoughts of people whispering and giggling about my videos behind my back, yeah, that freaked me out. But here's the kicker. I really needed that creative outlet. It was like this burning desire inside me to express myself, to share my ideas, my quirks, all of it. And so there I was. I decided to face that fear head on. I was tired of worrying about what people would say. I thought, what's the worst that can happen? And guess what? It turned out to be one of the best decisions that I ever made. Sure, of course, there were a few bumps along the way, maybe a cringeworthy moment or two, but it helped me grow. It taught me to be comfortable in my own skin, to take risks, to value my voice, and most importantly, to not take myself too seriously. So, what is my message to you? I want you to step out of your comfort zone. Get out there. Put yourself out there. Join a dance class. Start a club or start that podcast that you've been daydreaming about. Who cares if you don't know how to do it right away? You will learn. It's all about stepping outside of your comfort zone, right? Who cares if it's not perfect? Who cares what people might say or think? And guess what? One of the biggest revelatory moments that I've had personally in my career is that People are gonna say what they're gonna say. You have no control over that. So you might as well do it anyway, right? And the other thing, the other aha moment, is that what people say about you does not affect you at all. You probably don't even know what they say, right? You don't know it. It's not gonna affect you or your life decisions or your success. So you wanna know how much what others say or think about you actually affects you? Not at all. Not at all, not one single bit. So coming to that realization is so freeing, and it won't hold you back as much from pursuing what you really, truly want in life. Because at the end of the day, it's about being true to yourself, true to your calling, true to what you want to achieve, and finding the joy in things that just light you up. Trust me, it's worth every single awkward step. So get out of your comfort zone. And speaking of getting outside of your comfort zones and finding people to interact with and feeling less socially disconnected, I've got just the thing. So I want to introduce you to something very exciting, which is Explearning Academy. This is a professional development platform where you can practice your communication skills, reach social fluency, boost your confidence, interact with people who are on the same path as you, who have similar goals, similar objectives, and who want to share experiences and learn from each other, right? Does that sound intriguing? Well, that's exactly what our community offers. It is tailor-made for those who take their professional and personal growth seriously. It's a unique blend of independent and expert guidance designed to propel you and your career forward. And what's the best part? You're in the driver's seat of your own learning journey, but you're definitely not riding solo. With us, you have access to a wealth of resources and support from experts. Whether you're looking to sharpen your business communication skills and prowess, expand your professional vocabulary, work on reaching social fluency, or gain more confidence in workplace and social interactions, our community has got you covered. We're talking interactive modules, real-world scenarios, challenges, quests, and a network of fellow professionals, all creating an enriching environment that aligns perfectly with your career aspirations. We've also got a small group coaching program where the magic really happens. You're meeting every week via video calls, working closely with a dedicated group of peers and yours truly. And in these sessions, you're fine-tuning your communication skills, receiving personalized feedback, and practicing in ways that truly matter. Whether you're gearing up for an awesome presentation or mastering the art of networking, you're not doing it alone. You are part of a supportive group, your very own professional tribe. This unique combination of individual attention and group interaction goes beyond typical learning. It's about forging connections, building a supportive network that echoes the concept of finding your tribe in a professional setting, and this dynamic collective learning environment is crafted to rapidly enhance your professional communication skills and competence, transforming your journey into one that's not just educational, but also socially enriching and professionally rewarding. In today's fast-paced and interconnected world, the ability to communicate effectively is not just an asset, it's a necessity. Investing in your communication skills is investing in your future. And for those moments when you're feeling really down and loneliness feels like a heavy backpack that you just can't shake off, well, here's something super important to remember. You're absolutely not alone in feeling this way. And it is totally okay to have those not so great days. We've all had those days, right? So let's rewind to when I moved to Istanbul, when I was working abroad. I was in a new city, a whirlwind of unfamiliar streets and faces, and there's me, not knowing a single soul. It felt like I had landed on a different planet, honestly. That sense of isolation, well, it was heavy, you know? It was almost like carrying a backpack filled with bricks and opening up about it. Well, that was tough. It felt like I was the only one in the entire city who was feeling this way. But that wasn't the case at all. There were plenty of other people who had moved to Istanbul for the first time, and were also feeling this way. Then something clicked in me, and I thought, why not just share what I'm going through? So I reached out to a few colleagues that I had met, and I had laid it all out there, that I was feeling, a little bit lonely, feeling a little bit like I didn't really know my way around the city. And you know what? It led to some of the most real interactions and conversations that I've ever had. These new acquaintances, they didn't just listen. They also opened up about their own experiences with feeling lonely and feeling a little bit out of place. It was like this light bulb moment. We're all from different walks of life, have different experiences, yet we all share some common threads. So here's the takeaway. When you're feeling low, especially when you're in a new place, do not hold back. Reach out, share your feelings, talk about it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to worry about feeling weak or showing vulnerability. We're human, okay? These are feelings and expressions that humans have. Talk about it. It might seem daunting, but it can open the door to understanding, empathy, and honestly, even new friendships. It's okay not to be okay, even when you're surrounded by a sea of strangers. We're all human, after all. And more often than not, we're all looking for that connection with people. And sometimes just knowing that others are on the same boat can make a world of difference. Sharing your feelings can be that bridge that brings us just a little bit closer. You're not alone in feeling lonely. Reach out, talk about it. It's okay to not be okay. So my friends, let's turn loneliness into a journey of self-discovery, connection, and maybe even a few laughs along the way. Remember, you're an incredible person, and there's a whole world out there waiting to get to know you. And that's a wrap for today's episode. If you found these tips helpful, share, give us a like, subscribe for more content. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all here to learn and grow, and most importantly, have fun together. Until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, keep exploring, and let's create amazing social interactions. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now. Happy exploring, everyone.